global business is always on. Ideas generate strategies. Strategies turn into decisions. And then it's up to you.
Global stock markets are crashing as investors are concerned about
inflation is pushing prices higher, causing recession fears.
Geopolitical pressures, strain.
Global race for AI dominance is reshaping power.
Tariffs are creating new risks for businesses. Shipping delays are causing trade.
There are more ships than there are parking spots.
It's a challenging environment for businesses.
Regulatory uncertainty often acts as
Consumer confidence has dropped to the lowest level in decades amid global supply
Severe
issues.
storms disrupt business operations.
The auto industry struggles just show how tricky these massive transitions can be.
The AI arms race.
Businesses are grappling with these new challenges.
As we have seen, all of us face one problem. Every company, no matter which industry or geography. And that problem is uncertainty. Uncertainty about trade disruption, about regulatory requirements, about how AI will transform my business and impact my workforce. And while SAP can't take away macroeconomic uncertainty, we would wish we can, my commitment to you, we will help your business to become more resilient and more competitive, especially in times like these. We will help you to bring out your best. So, in today's keynote, we are going to show you how SAP's Business AI will reimagine how businesses run, underpinned with exciting announcements, customer stories, and demos across our entire suite. And we will show you how we will get you to the business suite in the cloud, making your rise and grow with SAP journey even faster, simpler, and at lower cost. Finally, we will close out the keynote with a very special announcement about how our technology will power one of the most famous golf tournaments in the world. And believe it or not, I will compete live on stage against two golf superstars. A dream come true, but I have to admit, that is the part of the keynote which makes me most nervous, because so far, my golf experience has been limited to mini golf. And last time, when I played, I lost to my 5-year-old daughter. So this will be somehow an exciting finish to the keynote. Now, let's get started by showing you how SAP's Business Suite with embedded AI will reimagine how employees will work and businesses will run. And we would like to demonstrate you the power of SAP's Business AI with the flywheel effect. Why a flywheel? Now, in physics, a flywheel is about individual elements coming together to create new energy. And here comes the SAP flywheel. The first element of the SAP flywheel is our applications. Not only do we have the broadest application portfolio in the industry, we also run the most mission-critical business processes end-to-end. So no one understands business and industry like SAP does. After applications comes the second element of the flywheel, data. The apps give us the richest treasure of mission-critical business data. No other tech company has more access to semantically rich business data. And now, the data feeds into the third element of the flywheel, AI. Because having access to an enormous amount of business data is key to develop extremely powerful business AI. And then we make the flywheel spin by infusing AI back into the apps which run your company. So the broadest portfolio of apps give us a vast amount of mission-critical data which sets us up to deliver powerful business AI. And before I hand over to my board colleague, Muhammad Alam, to share more details, let's see the flywheel in action, showing how a company can manage uncertainty with the power of SAP's Business Suite and AI. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. Sebastian, Laude, Vinita, and I are stepping into the role of the C-suite. I'm playing the CFO, and I've just gotten off a call with our CEO, Christian. Bad news. Tariffs are back on the table. So much for an easy start to the week. As CFO, I know how quickly this can hit our margins and throw off our forecasts, unless we act fast. But here's the difference today. Because everything's connected in one suite, I'm not waiting around. The answers are right there, exactly when I need them. The moment the tariff bulletin drops, my AI agent Joule flags exposure across 5 of our key products. But thanks to SAP International Trade Management, we stay ahead, automating trade flows, adapting classifications, and staying compliant in over 160 countries. There's no delay, no endless back and forth. The classifications are done, compliance is covered, and we're ready to move. My AI classification agent simply prompts me to review the details and confirm. By automating and securing compliance from the start, we make it a non-issue, freeing me up to focus on bigger strategic decisions. Next, I need to understand the financial impact. But instead of stitching together spreadsheets and chasing down data from multiple teams and tools, I can see the full picture right here. Planning and margin simulations side by side, showing exactly how tariffs affect our forecast and where the pressure points are. But now comes the critical question. What's the right move? Well, the heat map lays it out. I can compare 3 options instantly, explore each path, and clearly see the real trade-offs across revenue, margin, and risk. One strategy stands out, a coordinated approach that combines working capital optimization and targeted shifts in sales mix. Together, these levers protect our gross margin, manage cost of goods sold, and keep us on course for profitable growth, even in the face of tariff pressures. And this isn't guesswork. The financial impact is clear before we commit. And because this is all built on a connected suite, this becomes a unified plan across finance, supply chain, sales, and HR, aligned and ready to execute. Finally, it's time to act. Joule scans our financial data for liquidity opportunities and presents me with 2 clear strategic options, whether that's adjusting payment terms or exploring financing opportunities with SAP Taulia. A single click releases 1 million euros in working capital. No disruption, no waiting. In minutes, I can select the lever that aligns with our liquidity strategy and take action. This isn't just another report. It's a clear decision I can act on fast and with confidence. Protecting our bottom line matters, but real success means growing top-line growth. And that's where I hand over to our Chief Revenue Officer, Sebastian. Over to you.
Thank you, Laura. Now that we've established compliance and understood financial impact, it's time to shift gears from defense to offense. I'm stepping into the role of a Chief Revenue Officer, and my focus is clear. How do we sustain growth? Managing growth at times of uncertainty means staying agile. I need to dig deeper. How do we convert our current pipeline and achieve the revised revenue targets? Which markets and segments are bringing new opportunities? SAP Sales Cloud and SAP Business Data Cloud help me to easily estimate my realistic attainment with the AI-driven predictive forecasts. I see the critical risks highlighted and can plan initiatives to safeguard any revenue leak. Augmented with market data, I arrive at segments with notable growth potential and decide to launch targeted demand generation campaigns using SAP Immersis. Here on, it's all about execution. And in today's world, selling needs to be intelligent and connected across the full customer lifecycle, enabling sellers to respond to exceptions quicker. In SAP Sales Cloud, my frontline sales teams are empowered with key insights and autonomous agents, and of course, an amazing user experience to mitigate risks, improve velocity, and drive trusted sales engagements. They're able to configure and build compelling codes using SAP CPQ, leveraging market-specific dynamic pricing insights. Even with uncertain market conditions, the connected suite and embedded insights ensure that my sales teams are set up to win. In a nutshell, with SAP's AI-powered sales, service, commerce, and CPQ solutions, we're not just closing deals and resolving issues. We're building lifetime relationships and lasting revenue streams. Now that our customer-facing strategy is gaining momentum, the next step is to ensure that our operations and supply chain can also support with equal agility. I need close alignment with our Chief Operating Officer. So with that, over to you, Laura.
Thanks, Sebastian. Now that we have a clear sales strategy aligned with our financial plan, it's time to make sure our supply chain is ready to deliver. I'm stepping into the role of Chief Operating Officer, where execution meets resilience. As COO, my first move is to respond to the updated demand projection I just received from the CRO. With Joule, SAP's AI copilot, the relevant supply chain scenario is created automatically, and Joule guides me through the next best actions. I start by rebalancing my inventory levels to reflect the new regional demand shifts directly in SAP Integrated Business Planning. This automatically updates our supply strategy and transportation plans, immediately flagging key exceptions that need my attention. As I review the scenario, I realize the regional shift puts pressure on upstream supply. Using SAP Business Network, I can quickly collaborate with our suppliers, confirming component availability and securing logistics capacity early, minimizing bottleneck risks. This is, by the way, much more effective than my old method, the avalanche of daily emails. To stay ahead of risks, I share the adjusted supply chain plan with finance and sales in real time. Together, we fine-tune the sales plan, ensuring we meet demand without unnecessary inventory buildup or financial losses. And the best part, I can execute the entire plan directly from my supply chain dashboard, keeping manufacturing, procurement, and logistics aligned and moving as one. And now it's time to align the people strategy to the newest changes. Handing over to you, Vinita.
Thank you, Laura. Finally, this comes to me as the CHRO. Based on my analysis of the demand projections from the CRO and the supply chain changes from the COO, I need to adjust the people strategy quickly for strategic locations and critical skills. That means encouraging our skilled employees to take on new opportunities, hiring new talent, and building the right skill set across our organization to meet the growing demand on our business. We need to do all this while optimizing our people and operational costs around the globe. Leveraging workforce and skills data from SAP SuccessFactors in People Intelligence in Business Data Cloud, we can quickly analyze our current workforce landscape, providing real-time insights to identify gaps, prioritize upskilling, and guide our workforce strategy. For example, which employees already have the skills we need to fill critical gaps? These analytical insights allow us to proactively plan, recruit, and mobilize the talent for now and the future, rather than just simply reacting. It's not just about short-term fulfillment. It's also about getting the right people into the right roles at the right time, regardless of the source. That's true workforce agility. Back to you, Laura.
Thanks, Vinita. What you just saw is what happens when the entire C-suite is in sync. Finance, sales, operations, and HR, all working off the same data, acting in real time, and moving together. The SAP Business Suite helped us get there. One team, a clear strategy, shared priorities. Now we're ready to act.
Please welcome to the stage Mohammed Alam.
These stairs are a test whether we can go through the full keynote without anybody tripping up, coming up, or going down. But hopefully we're going to be as good as our cloud SLEs. But listen, Christian talked about our quest to reimagine business applications and why the flywheel of apps, data, and AI is critical for that to happen. What we saw in the demo was an application suite that is end-to-end and seamlessly integrated. A data layer that provides harmonized data model with high-quality data, strong governance, and rich semantical context. And AI that's built on top of that high-quality data, natively available in the apps you use every day. Now, the flywheel effect isn't a new concept. In fact, a lot of you in the audience, particularly the CIOs, have been working hard to enable this for your businesses. Most organizations have a very disparate and heterogeneous application landscape built over time, often because of acquisitions or because one application may offer a few extra features than another or a slightly better user experience. This requires you then to spend a significant amount of money and effort integrating the applications together, moving customer information from this application to that, order information from here to there, and inventory and supply chain data from app A to app B. All of this just so you can run your business. From here, you then need to extract and bring the disparate data sets into a single place to try to harmonize the various data models, just so you can create basic reports for your users in yet another application so they can get the insights they need. And while all of this can be done, the data is now disconnected from the source application. It loses its semantical context and puts a massive burden on your organization to continually maintain it. These are not one and done efforts. You start over with every single change. In fact, we estimate that organizations can spend up to 80% of their effort and budget in putting together this fragile balance of apps and data, leaving only 20% of your resources to focus on value creation. Very much like an iceberg, you spend most of your time on work that's happening under the surface, invisible to the business. And just like we can only see the tip of the iceberg, only a small portion of the value you create for your business truly stands out. This fragile balance has existed for a while, but it now breaks down completely in the age of AI. Because to create exponential value, you need to have your data available with the end-to-end business process context, and enabling this in a disparate, disconnected landscape is just close to impossible. And it leaves you then with a less reliable and disconnected AI and agentic experience, or even worse, you're forced to build yet another set of complex one-off integrations to stitch together an AI experience that tries to create the elusive end-to-end context, suboptimally at best. So how did we get here? We got here because admittedly the suite players, including us, were not innovating fast enough in the various domains. In some cases, we were also not fast enough in integrating our own applications or providing a harmonized data model, leaving almost as much work for you to do as if you were implementing a non-SAP application. To fill this capability and integration void came the best of breed players, which have now proliferated landscapes. This is what has led to the iceberg effect, which couldn't be any farther from the flywheel effect you need in the age of AI. So what can you do? You can either further complicate your landscape by adding yet another layer of tech, whether from workflow providers or from platform providers, where you knowingly or unknowingly shift more towards the iceberg versus the flywheel. Or you can simplify it by moving towards a landscape that enables the flywheel out of the box. Today, you have that choice because we believe the differentiation that best of breed had to offer doesn't exist anymore. Just as the infrastructure layer, while still critical, has been commoditized by the cloud, the application layer, while still being mission critical, will get commoditized in the age of AI. A feature here or a feature there, or a slightly better user experience here, will all be marginalized with AI. Today, what we offer is best of breed as a suite. It's not an either or option choice anymore for the CIOs. Best of breed as a suite, or what we call suite as a service, the new SaaS, is what will allow you to take advantage of the flywheel effect. In the age of AI, true differentiation will lie in how you create value from this end-to-end context for your organization. This can only happen when you simplify and innovate your core and not add another layer of complexity to your landscape. Best of breed on its own is a thing of the past. Today, the value of the suite without compromising on capability or experience is the future. And you now have that choice with SAP Business Suite.
This is the moment when all of the hard work over the last 4 years of our over 40,000 engineers paid off to deliver today a harmonized suite across the entire technical stack. But we are not stopping there. So let's take a look at how we can make the flywheel even more powerful for you, starting with business AI. Looking at your business today, how much more productive have your teams become due to AI? 5%, Geoff? 10? No. At SAP, our goal is to make every end user 30% more productive. A compelling goal, but the more important question, how do we turn this goal into a reality for you? Do you remember the days of the SAP GUI? I certainly do. Oh my God. End users had to go deep into the transactional ERP system to perform manual tasks and analytics. I did. The next big UX milestone was mobile, enabling every end user the ability to work from everywhere. And now we are entering a new era, where the software is working for the end user. And there is no need anymore to dig deep into the transactional system. End users will use human language to interact with Joule as our new UX. And Joule will provide answers to any business questions they have. And in the back end, very smart AI agents will take over tasks from employees across end-to-end processes. And today, we are very proud that we are making Joule available to you everywhere and giving you answers on everything. Let's show you what this means, starting with Joule Everywhere. Today, Joule is available in every SAP application, one click away. And now, we are expanding it to any non-SAP application, so you can access Joule from everywhere. Last year, we did a fantastic acquisition, WalkMe, an adoption platform guiding end users across SAP and non-SAP apps. Now, by combining Joule with WalkMe, we turn Joule into an omnipresent, always on, proactive, and personalized AI assistant. No matter in which app the end user is working, SAP or non-SAP, Joule will be everywhere. Now let's show you how Joule turns every end user into a super user. No pressure, Sarah, over to you.
Thanks, Christian. Imagine having your own business AI assistant available in every application you use. be it SAP or on the web. For example, if you're responsible for your company's supply chain, any supply issues that typically crop up appear in your ticketing system, such as ServiceNow. Let me show you how this works. So here I am in ServiceNow on my browser, and you might have noticed the Joule action bar in the bottom left corner of the screen, and it's powered by WalkMe. The Joule action bar offers help based on what's happening on my screen. And, oh, there's an urgent ticket request that just came up. Let's take a look. I get an instant summary on what's going on, and there seems to be an issue with some of the latest material batch. Jumping into the ticket, I can get more detailed information, and I see that we need to take immediate action since there's some unusable material since it's out of spec. The Joule action bar gives me the view on the immediate supply chain impact. And as you can see right here, there's an increased risk for disruption since we have no backup supplier. And Joule suggests to find an alternative supplier, so I'm happy to take that offer. Think about what's happening right here. Joule is pulling information from multiple different sources and presents it to me together with a recommendation in a timely, relevant, and personalized fashion. Joule is using SAP Ariba to now help me identify the best possible supplier, and it recommends I source from a company called Enertech. Now, while Enertech is able to deliver in a timely manner, their prices are pretty high. I recall that I recently met Enertech, and they sent me a better price offer via email. I should search my inbox. And thanks to Joule now being omnipresent, I can actually trigger this automatically and ask it for help. Thanks to WalkMe, Joule is now able to pass this request onto Gemini, which takes me over to my Gmail inbox. So let's see, that's happening. There you go. It searches the inbox, and it identifies the right email. And here you can see that's a better price. So in the next step, let's get a request for proposal or short RFP created. And again, Joule helps me with that. And Joule agents now take over in the background, pulling information from the email, from the S/4HANA system, and it's coming up right here. All I need to do is quickly review that all looks good and confirm. So now that this is being sent off to the supplier, I can go on with my day. And while we're waiting for the supplier to respond, let's quickly switch over to LinkedIn, where I can post about how this demo is going well. At least for now, keep your fingers crossed. So let's post that. Looks great. There you go. And wow, that's a fast supplier. It already got back to me, and I get a proactive notification about this, even though I was on LinkedIn, a completely different web application. So let's look into it. And the next step is to issue a purchase order. Again, Joule helps me with that, and everything that's happening now is happening behind the scenes. I don't need to do anything. Joule takes me over to the S/4HANA system, and thanks to WalkMe's automation capabilities, this is being filled out dynamically. So as you can see, information is coming in from the RFP, from the S/4HANA system. It truly works like magic. And I can quickly review that. Looks good. Let's order. And our purchase order has been created. Now there's one final step we got to take. And again, the Joule action bar notifies me about that. Let's take a look. And for sure, good idea. It's time to update the ticket we started with in the beginning. So in just one click, Joule navigates me over to ServiceNow. It helps me craft a response to the ticket so we can get back to the warehouse manager. And it fills in that post. And that looks good. So let's post. And that's a wrap. So you've seen how Joule is now available everywhere, across all applications, a truly omnipresent business AI assistant. Back to you, Christian.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for showing us how Joule will become the best friend of every end user everywhere they go. But we are at Sapphire, so we are not stopping there. In addition to making Joule available everywhere, we now enable Joule to answer everything. Today, Joule already helps you to answer a wide range of questions by connecting SAP data, structured as well as unstructured content within your own company. But now, we are excited to take this to the next level, together with Perplexity, a company that is pioneering a new way to find answers with AI. Joining forces with Perplexity enables Joule to provide answers on everything, being able to screen the entire web, news, and public information. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are reading the latest news online about tariffs, and you want to understand what does this mean for my business in a specific country. Joule will be able to think through your question, find your business data of the specific country, understands that data, correlates it with the external information on tariffs to give you the answer you need. And to talk about this great partnership, I'm now very excited to welcome on stage the CEO of Perplexity. Please give a very warm welcome to Aravind Srinivas. Aravind, Perplexity is on an amazing run. A few people haven't used Perplexity yet, and some others have, and they're all loving it. But tell us more about Perplexity.
So we say Perplexity is an answer engine because that's what it does. Instead of 10 blue links, it gives you an answer that you can really trust. And so we cite our sources that helps you to find more information than just the answer. Since then, it's evolved into an assistive experience. So Perplexity has access to not just the web, but a whole bunch of tools. And we're soon launching a browser where you can have an assistant doing tasks for you while you're getting your work done.
This is fantastic. And look, Aravind, this morning we also talked about solving problems, and we talked about uncertainty. Take us into the future about what is your view on how will AI help companies to overcome such challenges? How will AI make companies more resilient and emerge stronger?
So for us, it's pretty simple. The biggest change that AI actually brings for work is that previously we solved problems with the information and knowledge that we already have. That's still true, but that's not enough, right? AI allows us to access much more information much faster, which means we'll actually start solving problems best by starting with simple questions, and AI helps us get the things done. So think about being in a meeting where you could have any expert with you on speed dial. That's what the billionaires, elites of businesses already do, except now everybody can do it with the help of AI. And it's a small habit change, but question-first thinking will be the norm at work in a very short period of time. And the most successful people in the company will be the one who asks the best questions.
I'm sure, Aravind, this resonates with many people here, and it definitely resonates with me. And I'm listening to you, I find it amazing how much SAP and Perplexity have in common. Now, by joining forces, by building now this great partnership, and we are working on this for some time now, what can our customers expect from this partnership? What excites you the most?
So our shared customers can expect better decision-making from more intelligently connected data. So SAP has a lot of structured data that its customers rely on for trillions of dollars worth of decision-making. And Perplexity is a leader in making sense in a lot of unstructured data, right? So I think what enterprise software companies and knowledge workers all know is you have to be able to trust an answer. People who are at work need answers. They need them fast. And most importantly, they need to be able to trust them. And so they need to be able to double check what they want. And our joint customers, what they should expect is making better decisions and in all aspects of their work. That's what we hope to achieve together.
Aravind, our teams, the two of us, are very sure that we will redefine together, Perplexity and SAP, how end users will find answers on everything. I really appreciate that you came to Orlando to share our joint vision about our partnership and how we are now coming finally together. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Christian.
Thanks a lot.
Please welcome to the stage, Philipp Herzig.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Christian. Look, it's been an exciting journey with Business AI so far. Remember last year where we committed 80% of the most used things that customers and SAP users do every day within Joule? And we delivered so much. That translates into now 1,600 skills supporting a wide range of tasks across HR, finance, supply chain, and more out of the box. With that, we are not just reimagining how people work and do it faster from anywhere, but we also do it in a totally new and beautiful way. And that's just Joule for Business. The whole product lineup expanded to Joule for developers and Joule for consultants as well, helping tens of thousands of people every day to achieve more. Last year, we also promised 100 generative AI scenarios embedded deeply in our apps and platform services. But now we meanwhile shipped more than 230 of such scenarios available today in all our products, and we are fully on track to deliver more than 400 AI scenarios by end of this year. And for sure, we are thrilled to see now all of you, more than 34,000 customers, use SAP Business AI every day to transform the way they work. For example, take British Telecom. They're now saving 85% of their time finding the right skilled candidates or helping their employees to complete HR tasks 40% faster. Or PwC, who designed a tax determination solution for Novo Nordisk, giving Novo Nordisk 3 years back every year of manual effort by eliminating costly tax rate errors. Or Bosch, using Joule for developers with an increased efficiency in clean core and ABAP developer productivity by 10%. But now, let's hear in detail by one of our customers in a heavily regulated industry in financial services on how they are actually using AI and the RISE methodology to really transform their business. Please give it up for Melinda McKinley and Tom Pfaff from Standard Chartered. Hey, Melinda, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Hi, Tom. It's great to see you. Good to see you. All right, so Tom, Melinda, it's been an exciting partnership, a great journey. You're, for me, the blueprint customer with RISE and BTP and embedded AI. Let's get started, Tom, maybe with you first. Tell us a little bit more about this journey and to give everyone here a little bit more context.
Yeah, well, our journey started 6 years ago with a bit of a mess. We had over 30 finance and treasury systems, and taking 3 weeks to close the books meant we were not relevant to the business imperatives that they were dealing with. So we launched our finance transformation program, something that we call Aspire. And with that, we picked SAP as our partner, not just to provide applications, but to really take on the risk of transformation, managing the infrastructure, having the performance right, and making sure that we had that core in place. So now, when you fast forward to where we are today, it's a remarkable place. We are now processing we're ramping up to $2 trillion of individual customer accounts flowing through our RISE stack using the SAP Pioneer applications with the S/4 General Ledger. But what is really exciting is sticking to a clean core has allowed us to now take advantage and rapidly deploy solutions on BTP and unlock the value. And we're seeing, just in 6 weeks, using the embedded AI core capabilities, stuff that our users only dreamed about when we started our transformation 6 years ago.
Well, this is really a remarkable journey, and thank you so much for sharing. Melinda, I'll turn it over from the finance perspective, a little bit more to HR. You have been really an early adopter, specifically looking at the domain that you're dealing and the industry that you're in, and adopted a lot of the success factors, generative AI scenarios. Tell us a little bit more about the business outcomes and how you made that happen.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, at Standard Chartered, we believe that delivering value to our clients and communities starts internally. with embedding a client-centric, performance-driven culture with continuous feedback and ambitious goal setting. So when we started to think about AI, we wanted to balance that kind of cultural ambition with our responsible AI framework and considerations, as well as a really strong approach to user experience through research and data. And we wanted to understand from our users their familiarity with AI, their expectations, even their sentiments before we actually deployed anything. So we undertook a series of research looking at that, both to enable us to understand how to land the solutions effectively, but also to establish a baseline to measure success as we move forward. We partnered really closely with SAP to determine use cases that not only supported our strategy, but that also enabled us to uplift productivity, really free up people, leader, and colleague time, and enhance the user experience of our colleagues. And by doing that, also enabling some really safe experimenting opportunities for AI in the workplace. So we challenged ourselves to deliver all of that in 3 months. And that was my own ambitious goal setting. So I'm pleased to say that we succeeded. And we are today live with our AI solutions for 85,000 colleagues across more than 50 markets. And look, our results speak for ourselves. This was a heavily regulated industry. We managed to do it. And our AI solutions are not only proving that tasks can be done quicker, they can be done more effectively, they can be done to really uplift experience and actually have a positive impact on productivity, on outcomes, and on sentiment. So finally, we used WalkMe at the core of all of this to enable our success. And we really used them to help embed our employee guardrails around AI and to make sure that we were using it as change management. We really pushed through that trust issue by doing that and drive adoption, all in the flow of work.
That's amazing. And as you saw before, right, WalkMe and AI are just coming closer and closer together, so you're spot on. Well, now we talked about RISE, we talked about embedded AI capabilities, but you also do a ton of custom AI on BTP. Tom, tell us more about this.
Yeah, this is the real exciting part, where we are already live. We got ready for our year end and then our first quarter close, where we're using AI to predict what questions we think the analysts are going to ask our CEO and CFO in the earnings announcement. We're about 80% accurate on predicting which analyst and which question. And then also using a lot of our data to recommend how we think they might answer those questions. But the real, and just rapidly, as everybody's interested in tariffs, and we just heard from Perplexity, is real exciting. In just a couple of days, using Joule and using our AI, we were able to build a tariff agent that was able to scan and explore what impacts tariffs might have. And this is where the power of everything comes together, which is to say, how do we come up with a recommendation for what actions might the bank take? But more importantly is how we can use that data for our relationship managers to go advise our customers, how we think the tariffs might impact their business and how we as a bank can help them navigate these interesting political times. And so I'm really excited about what was announced with Perplexity and how we might be able to tap into that and just all the exciting stuff ahead.
Tom, Melinda, fantastic journey together, great partnership. Thank you so much for sharing with everyone. Super excited to see. Give it up again for Melinda and for Tom. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. Now let's talk about our AI strategy. The AI strategy is super simple. It's really just 3 things. It's Joule, our new UI in the age of AI. It's Joule agents, how we are reimagining all the business processes, and AI foundation on BTP, which is more and more turning into our operating system for AI. We talked already a lot about Joule and how it transformed the way people work, and with the announcements that Christian just shared earlier, we are really bringing the Joule experience to a completely new level way beyond SAP, everywhere and for everything, and for everyone as well. Now, while Joule transforms the experience layer, Joule agents are transforming the business process layer. Remember, for the past 2 decades, enterprise software was really designed around one key principle: insight to action. Now, insight to action allowed a user to navigate a bunch of applications, crawl a bunch of data sources to arrive at a conclusion to then make a decision. Now, Joule has already massively simplified the insights part through natural language interaction and the cross-integration that's required, so you can ask the system anything you want. But still, if you look at this, the user always needs to think about the next best question. So it's think and wait. It's think and wait. But why would we waste a brilliant human mind doing this? The next logical step is to let AI do this through reasoning and collaboration. With this, we are actually making a paradigm shift in enterprise software, really going from insight to action to reason and act with AI. For example, take our all-new financial risk and planning agents. The risk agents reason over external market data coming, for example, from Perplexity in combination with all your internal analytical data to identify key risks and propose certain mitigation strategies, such as supplier diversification or new pricing strategies. They then act to simulate the impact on your P&L, and then before our planning agents would go ahead to take over and implement the right tactics, for example, in the supply chain. Or in finance, take our all-new accruals agents. They are shaving up 90% of the manual work today in accruals for financial close. The accrual agents first start by learning your accounting handbook. Many companies, this is hundreds of pages long, and it takes these reasons over that in combination with your financial data to then propose the right accruals during financial close. The agents pulls data from multiple sources like historical sales and product data in case of a warranty claim, for example. And based on this, it corrects also the internal allocation so you can move on and post it right into the general ledger. This saves accountants hundreds of hours during financial close, and you can close the books faster and more compliant. Joule agents will therefore take business processes to a completely new level. And today, we're really excited that we will ship many new agents here at Sapphire ready out of the box, such as an all-new shop floor supervisor agent, an expense report validation agent, as well as a performance and goals management agent for HR. Now soon, you're gonna have a huge team of agents that are in your workforce, that are Joule agents from the business applications of SAP, custom agents like the one Tom just talked about, or some third-party agents from other vendors too. So we need a tool to control and govern all these agents along your business processes and your enterprise application landscape. So we are really excited to introduce AI Agent Hub in SAP LeanIX. SAP LeanIX today already knows your business process. It knows your enterprise application landscape. So it was just a very logical step to expand the methodology to AI agents as well. As you can see here in the demo, the AI Agent Hub lets you map every available AI agent to the respective business capability or process step it supports, and by this also enriches that AI agent's context. So you can spot automation gaps and discover new agents to close these gaps, and then of course you can track governance. So for example, you can ensure that these agents fulfill your ethical and compliance standards according to your needs. And that's how we are reimagining business processes with agents step by step. To make Joule and Joule agents work, we are relying on a rock-solid foundation, SAP AI Foundation on BTP. AI Foundation on BTP already today provides more than 90 technology capabilities that empower you with the full flexibility in this fast-paced AI ecosystem, while simultaneously providing the stability and integration and enterprise readiness that BTP is famous for. And today at Sapphire, we're introducing here on all the show floors more than 60 new and updated capabilities, such as an all-new AI agent runtime, brand new AI evaluation services, and of course, the latest AI models, such as GPT-4.1, Claude 3.7 Sonnet, and just right from Google I/O, Gemini 2.5. For more sovereignty and control, we also provide self-hosted models together with Mistral, Cohere, or the Meta model family. Or, of course, you can pick a best-in-class industry model from one of our partners. For example, we're very excited with our partnership with Deloitte, bringing Deloitte's Sora family of models to AI Foundation, so you can benefit from Deloitte's unique industry knowledge in finance and supply chain. Now, these models are all astonishing AI tools, capable of delivering exceptional results when you have carefully designed your prompts. But there's a big challenge. Once you've committed to a certain model and you ship it into production, you're essentially stuck, because changing the underlying model is super hard. Even subtle model updates can break your carefully tuned application logic and your prompts. Now, why do you want to switch the model, actually? Now, the first reason is very simple. There's simply a better model available 6 months from now. But maybe there's also a new model coming that provides the same quality, but 10 times faster or cheaper. Or what if you committed to a certain model, but now you want to expand in another country, and that model is not available in that country and falls under certain regulations? There are hundreds of reasons why you want to switch these AI models. And therefore, we had to invent a technology that allows us to get rid of prompt engineering, and we introduced for this a new button to AI Foundation, which works like magic. Because if you click that button, it takes all your existing prompts and automatically converts them with the help of AI into optimized prompts for all other models. Therefore, we are very thrilled to announce Prompt Optimizer in AI Foundation, in joint collaboration with Not Diamond, a frontier AI lab here out of San Francisco. And with this new technology, we really believe that prompt engineering is a thing of the past. Instead, we're introducing a new category we call benchmark engineering, because it is all about describing the outcome of your AI use cases instead of explicitly telling AI models what to do. Prompt Optimizer is available today in private preview. Now, let's take a small glimpse into the future on how we take this even further. Because right now, Joule agents are really bound to the digital world. And today, we are also bringing them to the physical world.
Somebody warn them, this is the future. I pulled up in a DeLorean. Yeah, I know you know just how the whole story is. Legendary, I need a historian. Oh yeah, you know that it's on.
Now, physical AI and humanoid robots are starting to disrupt everything, from manufacturing to maintenance and warehouse processes, etc. Now, while robots can move phenomenally today, they don't understand business yet, because Joule agents will actually empower robots to achieve business outcomes. Let's take a look on how that looks like, because we really have this new partnership, groundbreaking, with Neura Robotics and NVIDIA. So let's see it in action. So what you basically can see here, that the humanoid has been trained in NVIDIA's Omniverse technology based on an injection molding machine from Angle. And we actually deployed a visual inspection model from SAP Asset Performance Management right into its brain. Now let's blend over to the show floor here at Sapphire, where the humanoid uses SAP Visual Inspection to determine if maintenance is required. So let's switch to the robot's camera here, and we see that actually one part, the nozzle, requires replacement. Now the humanoid uses Joule to interact with a maintenance agent in the back office and also submits the photo and dispatches that to another robot in the warehouse that picks up a new nozzle and brings it right here to the show floor. So while the robot is now doing the maintenance, and hopefully we can open the show floor with that replaced nozzle, that gives you an idea on how we will transform and blend the digital world with the physical world through AI and Joule agents. You see, with SAP, the future of business AI is already here. It's an essential part of the overall flywheel, together with data in our suite of applications, helping you to manage times of uncertainty. With that, back to you, Christian.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Philipp. We've talked about AI. Now let's move on to the next element of the flywheel, data. Back in February, we launched a very, very exciting new solution, our data platform, Business Data Cloud. And your feedback has been nothing else than incredible. BDC is the crystal ball we need in times of uncertainty, as BDC offers you the biggest semantical data layer in the industry, with data products harmonizing SAP and non-SAP data. So let's look how we can expand what BDC can do for you. with some groundbreaking product and partnership announcements. Before Muhammad comes on stage to launch our incredible intelligent apps for every line of business, let's start with an exciting partnership. Palantir is the maker of powerful data analysis software. And with SAP Business Data Cloud, our shared customers now benefit from real-time data integration and joint AI use cases. Let's roll the video with the co-founder and CEO of Palantir, Dr. Alex Karp, to share some more details.
Christian, delighted to be here. At Palantir, we are maniacally focused on value creation for our partner, our client, people we work with, and our partners. We use ontology to manage large language models and Foundry to reconcile data. And the combination of those products and your products, we believe, will be extremely valuable for our collective clients and partners. And we're very much looking forward to scaling this partnership and delighted we've gotten this off the ground. All the best.
Over to you, Muhammad.
Thank you, Christian. Harnessing the full potential of your data is really the name of the game. Every organization today is on a journey to transform how they operate, turning insights into action, a prerequisite for reason and act that Philipp talked about. With SAP Business Data Cloud, or BDC, we help make that truly possible. We're really humbled by the reception and the early success we're seeing from our launch in February. Not just from customers, but also from our partners like Palantir, who are working with us to create more value for you, our customers, on top of BDC. As a quick recap, BDC provides SAP-managed data products in a harmonized data model across all SAP applications. A data fabric layer that allows you to unify data from SAP and non-SAP applications along with the world's best data engineering platform with our landmark partnership with Databricks. And intelligent applications that provide you real-time insights and intelligence with its end-to-end business process context. Today, we're excited to announce our first set of intelligent applications, starting with Cloud ERP intelligence for our private cloud customers. This offering brings together finance and supply chain data products, including data and insights from Sustainability Control Tower, which is now part of this application, to truly create end-to-end insights for your business. Second, people intelligence. Built on top of SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Fieldglass, and finance data, this offering delivers data products and out-of-the-box insights around your total workforce, its composition, skills, and composition, all critical for your workforce planning needs. And finally, spend intelligence. Today, also known as Spend Control Tower, gives you 360-degree view of your total spend, direct, indirect, services, contingent, and travel and expense. Business Data Cloud was launched with openness as a core tenant. And today, I'm excited to also announce a new partnership with Adobe. Adobe is developing an intelligent application that combines SAP's cloud ERP data with data in the Adobe Experience Platform. This allows you, our customers, our mutual customers, to have more accurate financial and supply chain plans in SAP and a better, more precise marketing set of activities in Adobe. This is just one example of a rapidly growing ecosystem that includes both data enrichment partners as well as partners building intelligent applications on top of BDC. I'm also very excited to announce that SAP BDC, with the power of SAP Databricks, is going to be available in all hyperscalers, with AWS available now and GCP and Azure coming over the next few months. With that, let's see how some of these BDC innovations look in action. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Orla Cullen.
Thank you. Thanks, Mohammed. Well, a lot has happened since we introduced Business Data Cloud earlier this year. And today, we are really excited to take a step further and show you the richness of the intelligent applications available, as well as some of the new AI innovations. So with SAP Business Data Cloud, finding an intelligent application to answer my business question is as simple as asking Joule. So let's see it in action. So say I'm a CFO, and I want to know a little bit about what's happening with my cash flow. So I can simply ask Joule how my cash flow is trending over the past few periods. So after this, we can see that Joule has directed me to a link for my cloud ERP intelligence, giving me an immediate view of my working capital. So here I can review my key liquidity and cash flow metrics. But as a CFO, I may also want to have some information about what's happening with my sustainability. So let's ask a question about what's happening with our sustainability targets. Again, I ask Joule, and Joule returns for me our sustainability figures, and we can jump straight in and see how we're doing against our emission targets. But there are also many other C-suite users who have questions, such as, for example, a chief procurement officer who maybe wants to stay on top of spend. So in this case, I'm going to ask a more specific question about the linkages between my suppliers to leverage better volume deals and maximize discount opportunities. And with that, again, Joule brings me back a link, and I can jump deeper into my spend intelligence. Last but no means least, we're going to take a look at a chief HR officer who wants to understand more about how their talent flow and employee engagement is going. So let's ask a question here again. We're going to ask the talent flow in the organization, how many have hired, how many are leaving, and how many are being promoted. And we are linked to the people intelligence application. So let's dive a little bit deeper to see what's happening here. So first of all, here we can see our people intelligence application. So we can see we have many different insights that are available out of the box. And we can also see a comprehensive list of all the HR data products available within the package. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. So now we have it installed. So if we zoom out, what we can see here is our workforce composition insights. There are many other packages here as well, such as compensation insights, skill insights, with many, many more to follow. So jumping straight in, we see on our overview page a bird's eye view of the talent flow across our organization. But again, we can go deeper, and we can see those metrics by role, location, and many, many more. Within here, we have many, many different dashboards that we can check. First, we have a comparison tool where we can look at metrics such as headcount. We can go deeper on our role composition and see by job area, job family. We can also see how our organization, our talent is over our geographical location. And also we can start to see at our talent flow. So with the talent flow, we can see those that have recently left the company, those who have joined the company, and our overall attrition trends. But all of these analytics are rich in business context and ready for action. And they are insights I can trust because they are fueled by my HR data products. And now as I look across my organization, I see the overall attrition is slightly higher than we would have expected, and we should investigate that further. So to investigate that further, I'm going to bring in my data scientist to help me understand attrition trends and cause what's behind them. So here we're going to see a video of our data scientist who's working in Business Data Cloud. And the first thing we'll see is our data scientist opens SAP Databricks directly in Business Data Cloud. And here we can see how it natively connects to the data products within Business Data Cloud. We can see line by line the different information that's available to us, and also we can take the next step to prepare our data set for our attrition forecast modeling. And again, we do all of this right here in SAP Databricks in SAP Business Data Cloud. Here we can see our data scientist uses a Python notebook to create a confident and intuitive attrition forecast to help us navigate the road ahead. So now that we have our attrition forecast, we can go back to our dashboard. So we want to understand what's actually driving this rise in attrition, so we're going to do some simulations. So we open up our simulation tool, and we're going to create a new scenario. And the first thing we can see is all the different drivers we have available to us. So some things like compensation ratio, we have also development information, and also employee satisfaction scores, to name but a few. So we can get our settings going. and then we can run our scenario. Using the powerful AI simulation capabilities available in SAP Business Data Cloud, we can analyze tens of thousands of different business simulations on these key drivers to see which ones have the most impact on the overall attrition rate. And here we can see that compensation ratio and skills development are both key contributors. But let's take a step further. I can further extend my analysis by bringing in additional data, such as financial data. And behind the scenes, we see the BDC knowledge graph allows me to see the relationships between my data, and I can leverage the rich semantics and context for training AI models. So looking at that a bit deeper, we can start to see how we can ask Joule some more nuanced questions about departments and get a breakdown of our total cost per center per location. So we open Joule, and we start to ask questions about how we can group employees by cost center. So it brings that data back to us. So again, we have our HR data coming together with our finance data. We want to go a little bit deeper and understand our employee expenses. So these could be salary or travel expenses recorded against those cost centers. And again, we're brought back that information. And finally, I can combine both and get a clear view of the total people cost by team. Okay. So now, armed with this specific information on how we can proactively improve our retention, we can open SAP SuccessFactors and take action. So here we have seen from a single solution, SAP Business Data Cloud enabled both business leaders and data experts to connect all their data across multiple systems and deliver the answers our Chief HR Officer needed. And with that, back to you, Mohammed.
Thank you, Orla. I was getting a little confident on the stairs here. Thank you, Orla. And as we've seen in today's keynote, when the flywheel kicks in, the application, data, and AI layer are indistinguishable. You saw great examples of those in the end-to-end demo in the beginning, the AI agent experiences that Philipp talked about, and certainly in the demo that Orla just walked us through for intelligent applications. We continue to now innovate also aggressively in each of our application domains: finance, spend, supply chain, HCM, and customer experience. Our aim is to be best in class in each of these domains and second to none, and with deep industry specificity and natively embedded AI. We would have had to double the keynote time if we were going to go a walkthrough of some of these innovations in this keynote. So we didn't do that. But we do have dedicated theater sessions for each of these areas that I would highly encourage you to attend to get a view of the innovation in our domains. What we will do instead is show you innovations that allow you to get to the suite faster so you can simplify. We help you do this with our business transformation suite, which allows you to connect people, process, and systems together to make your transformation real. And with SAP Business Technology Platform for your last mile development, automation, and integration needs. Let's start with the innovations in the Business Transformation Suite. Last year here in Orlando, as Christian said, we announced the acquisition of the world's leading digital adoption platform, WalkMe. And today, I'm excited to share that WalkMe is already available in our core applications like SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Ariba, Concur, and SAP Sales and Service. In the second half of the year, it will also be available in our private and public cloud ERP, so you can get the full power of WalkMe across the SAP Business Suite. On the process side, I'm excited to announce AI-driven Transformation Advisor and root cause analysis capabilities in SAP Signavio. With these, you can isolate business challenges from your financial reports to get tailored recommendations for improvement and analysis to correlate challenges that you can then develop an action plan for. And finally, on the systems or enterprise architecture side, we're excited to announce AI-assisted architecture guidance in Lean IX. This capability automatically checks your enterprise architecture for potential improvements and creates well-defined steps to act upon. With these insights, you can focus on high-priority initiatives to create more value for your organization. Now on to Business Technology Platform, or BTP, which is the foundation for SAP Business Suite and the most seamless way to extend, automate, and integrate SAP applications into your landscape. Within BTP, SAP Build is our solution for application development and automation. Available as part of SAP Build, I'm excited to announce Skill Builder and AI Agent Builder in Joule Studio. Skill Builder enables you to define simple rule-based tasks, and AI Agent Builder helps you create custom agents that tackle goal-oriented and complex business scenarios with dynamic planning and reasoning. We're also very excited to announce that we plan to make SAP BTP available in all major hyperscaler marketplaces in the second half of 2025. This will bring BTP onto AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure and enable you to seamlessly leverage BTP for your development and automation and integration needs. Now, we know getting to the flywheel requires more than just amazing products and tools. It requires a capable and a trusted partner to help guide you through that journey. And today, I'm really excited to announce our new initiative on this front with Accenture called Advance. Advance will help customers with annual revenues of $5 billion to achieve their business transformation objectives by creating a streamlined pathway to the cloud. Through a combination of SAP Business Suite and Accenture's long-standing consulting expertise, Advance will fast-track transformation through ready-to-use, pre-configured, and tailored packages across the SAP Business Suite. This now completes our walkthrough of the innovations across our flywheels, across applications, data, and AI. We know achieving the flywheel effect can seem daunting, but the simplicity in your landscape, and more importantly, the value it creates for your organization with the end-to-end context it enables is massive. And now, I'm thrilled to announce a customer that's personally very important to me. Please join me in welcoming SAP's Chief Operating Officer and Executive Board Member, Sebastian Steinhauser, to talk about how SAP runs SAP. Sebastian.
Did you see all of that? Do me a favor. Raise your hand if you're part of an IT team. Come on, don't be shy. Yes? Yes? So now keep your hand raised if you know the feeling of having very demanding business stakeholders. Believe me, Christian and team have new ideas literally every day, and then they look to us in IT to enable them yesterday. And of course, everything within budget and absolutely compliant for Dominic, our CFO. So let's talk about how we at SAP make this real, how SAP runs SAP using the power of the apps, data, and AI flywheel. Let's start with AI. With Joule, our developers, consultants, or colleagues in HR already get significantly more efficient. But these are just some examples. Across SAP, we track several 100 million in AI-powered efficiencies committed to our budgets. Next, data. Earlier this year, we became customer zero of Business Data Cloud. This offered to us a step change in our data strategy, allowing us to finally connect all of our data and provide better insights faster across our finance, workforce, and sales planning. Next up, we are excited to go live with the first intelligence app, People Intelligence. Now, let's move to the app layer and talk about how we simplify. At SAP, many meetings don't start anymore with PowerPoint. Instead, we use Signavio and LeanIX to discuss how we simplify processes and evolve our enterprise architecture. And with WalkMe, we are super excited to supercharge change management for our people. So important. Our transformation tools also underpin our very own RISE journey. At SAP, we moved from ECC to Cloud ERP and the SAP Business Suite. So we are all in on RISE with SAP. Along the journey, we use BTP for a clean core, and with that, we can always consume SAP's latest innovation with zero, literally zero upgrade effort. However, also for us, RISE is a continuous journey. So what's next? Next up, we are going to introduce a two-tier architecture for our volume business, introducing a greenfield, 100% standard public cloud runway. The benefits are clear. A zero-touch process for the business with zero customization in IT. And while I'm super proud of everything our own IT team does, luckily, we are not alone on this journey. Let's invite a fellow customer who is on a similar two-tier journey. Let's welcome Anand Radhakrishnan, CIO of Mars subsidiary Kind. Hey, Anand. So let's start with a quick warm-up question.
Yeah.
Take a guess. What was my favorite snack when I was a student?
It better be Kind.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
So now, Anand, tell me, why did Kind select public cloud, and how has the journey been so far?
Sure, Seb, thank you for the opportunity. I just want to start with some business context. Kind is a purpose-led business and brand. It was founded with the vision of creating a kinder and healthier world, one snack and one act at a time. Many of you may not know this. We are a separate health and wellness business unit within Mars family, focusing on healthier snacking categories. In the past 3 to 5 years, Mars acquired Kind, as well as other insurgent brands like Nature's Bakery and True Fruit, primarily focusing on a growth strategy to offer more permissible, indulgent snacking to our consumers. One of the biggest challenges in integrating Kind, as well as other insurgent brands, into a traditional CPG stack is not having a very agile and lack of scalable ERP to support the anticipated 2 to 3 times fold growth of these business units. Every acquired company had a federated and decentralized ways of working, which brought its own systems and processes into the acquired organization.
We know that feeling.
So this posed increasing challenges for the information exchange between the mothership and within the division as well. So we needed a more cohesive technology foundation to simplify our business processes and enhance day-to-day operational efficiencies while having the information flow between different business units with ease. So with all these inputs, when we looked at the marketplace in early 2023, SAP Cloud ERP came up on the top, and it's a no-brainer for us to go after that solution. So it's an advanced solution, as you all know, designed to bring the speed and agility what we need for our insurgent brands, and it's also quickly deployable across multiple business units. The overhead associated with, like you said, is very light compared to your traditional ERP stack with an on-premise suite, what you have to maintain in the systems. And last but not least, the most important thing, it's an ideal fit for a two-tier architecture since Mars is already in an SAP environment.
Awesome. So what's next on Kind's transformation journey?
Sure. Just start off with the journey itself. We took a simple crawl, walk, and run methodology. As you can see the brands behind me, we want to deploy the solutions one business unit at a time. So what we did is we started off by having an MVP option, minimum viable product cloud ERP option, to be deployed with TrueFru, adopting the fit-for-standard solution as it was provided by the S4 Cloud at the time. Using a greenfield approach, we moved processes and data from our legacy systems into the cloud ERP, adopting the best standards, at the same time able to modernize our core ERP standards, core ERP processes. So with a better user interface and reporting capabilities, users could use SAP from the get-go. To be honest, they were really ecstatic to have such a simple solution to run their day-to-day business operations. The result was game-changing for TrueFru business, which grew more than high double digits in the last 2 years, ably supported by the cloud ERP by automating several business processes behind the scene. Following that, we onboarded Nature's Bakery. So it has its own complexity. So we had manufacturing capabilities within manufacturing units within Nature's Bakery, and we wanted to ensure that business can go live with cloud ERP in the same health and wellness template, and we did successfully take that business to go live earlier this year.
Awesome.
So looking ahead to your question, we have gained a lot of muscle memory and experience part of this deployment, and we are excited to take our Klein brand, almost $1 billion brand, into the S4 journey. In the next 1 year, we will be live with that solution as well. As we move into the next stage, the SAP Business Suite will serve as a catalyst for enabling a data-led AI transformation across all our business units. So I firmly believe this will be a pivotal step for us in the health and wellness business unit in realizing our brand vision of a kinder world and also advancing our strategic goal of supporting the rapid growth of these insurgent brands. Hope this was helpful.
Absolutely. You can learn more about the overall mass journey in tomorrow's customer keynote. And with that, thanks, Anand.
Thank you.
And back to Christian.
Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks, Anand. Sebastian talking about the demanding CEO of SAP. News to me. But I have to admit, Sebastian is right. The pressure on every IT team is higher than ever before to deliver projects faster and, yes, Dominic, at lower cost. So how is SAP helping every IT organization to deal with this pressure? Last year, here on stage, we made an important announcement about our integrated tool chain we are now applying in every Rise and Grow with SAP project. Take a company like ConocoPhillips. They started their journey with a heavily customized IT on-premise landscape. And now, they focused on the business layer first. They automated many core business processes, achieving a 94% fit to standard, reducing 7 million lines of code, making the ERP upgrades a thing of the past. Now, this year, we want to top it, making Rise and Grow with SAP even faster, simpler, and at lower cost. Let's start how we make the journey faster. We developed AI agents embedded now across the Rise tool chain to move 35% faster to our business suite. These AI agents perform process benchmarking and analysis as part of Signavio. As Muhammad has shown, they also optimize enterprise architecture within LeanIX. And these agents perform code generation and system migration tasks with Joule for developer and Joule for consultant. Tomorrow, Thomas, my dear colleague, will share more about the Rise toolchain and how it will proceed in the weeks to come. Now, second, we are making it, believe it or not, simpler to do business with SAP. I want to repeat that. Simpler to do business with SAP. We heard you. You asked for a simple way to consume our business suite in the cloud. So we took action. And that's why I'm excited to introduce our new LOB-specific solution packages tailored to the buying centers in your company, covering finance, HR, supply chain, sales, procurement, services. And all of the packages include SAP Build to extend our applications while keeping the core clean. Now, these solution packages heavily simplify the way of doing business with SAP, resulting in much simpler commercial terms and contracts. We heard you. AI packages, and all our packages are delivered out of the box, as Muhammad has shown, with managed integration, what we call a best of suite as a service. And finally, they include prepackaged and SAP-managed industry-specific content. Our last announcement is to make the migration with RISE and GROW with SAP at lower cost. Oftentimes, customers spend 10 times more on services compared to software. We don't want that. To shrink the software to services ratio, we will cover the typical costs of migrating to the business suite for ECC and S4 on-premise customers, especially for customers who work with us on fitting to standard and apply the RISE methodology. Come and talk to us. It's first come and first serve. So net-net, we are making it faster, simpler, and at lower cost to transition to the business suite with RISE and GROW with SAP. Of course, when it comes to the how of our strategy, a key part is played by our partners. So please join me in welcoming the EY Global Chair and CEO, Janet Trancalli. Janet, EY is both a fantastic partner and a customer of SAP, and you are also on your own RISE journey. Tell us a bit more, what is so differentiating for you, for EY, about the RISE journey?
Yeah, so first of all, I just have to say thanks for having us here, and I'm here with over 300 of our EY colleagues with our clients, and we are all so excited to be here, so thank you. Thank you so much for that. We got to wake them up here. They've been sitting for too long. And thanks for mentioning that, because we have this relationship that has been anchored in trust for over 2 decades as a customer, but also as a partner, and I think that's really important. So let's talk first about EY as a customer. And so you might not all know about us, but we are a 400,000 person strong organization across 150 countries. And we needed a partner that could navigate the complexity of our business, and that we found in you. And what's amazing is we roll out things like success factors, Ariba, Concur, consistently across our entire organization. And you mentioned we are on our own journey to RISE. And I think it's important in terms of the timing of that move. We made that together, and that goes back to that foundation and trust. And what I'm most excited about when we move to RISE is streamlined processes, the clean core that you and I have talked about, greater automation, and then greater collaboration across the totality of our organization. That's what I'm excited about. You and I talked a year ago when I took over about our journey, our new strategy. That's also about our growth and where we're transforming as an organization. And we're confident that RISE is able to move and flex with us to fulfill our growth ambitions. So that's really important. Then we pivot to our customers. And this is exciting, because this is where you and I, your organization, our organization gets to partner together and help our clients work on their own transformation journey across the globe. And what's really important there is 70% of our clients are fueled by SAP, so that talks about your market presence. And it's across all sizes of companies, all geographies, all sectors and industries, and you don't need to be as complex as EY to take advantage and benefit from this technology. And you and I get to hear stories all the time where our organizations are teaming together. That's so much fun for us. Every time I see you, we have stories to share. One in particular that talks about that it's not for just large companies is recently we helped a private startup pharmaceutical company with outsourcing of key operations, whether that was finance, accounting, procurement.
And really what was impressive is first we did it in 5 months, so we implemented SAP. But what I love about that story is that we were able to take all of that stuff off the table and let the organization focus on what was most important, and that's bringing the life-changing technology to their patients, and I think, and the life-changing solutions to their patients. And this is where across all industries, technology helps organizations focus on what's mission critical and what their purpose is all about.
Janet, I mean, it's music to my ears when you talk about RISE in the context of business transformation. Now, I mean, we are running so many projects together. What kind of role does AI play today already in our customer project?
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot. When we're looking at AI, this is a topic of the boardroom all the way down to customer engagement. So it's on all levels and all layers of transformation. And there's 4 things that, in my opinion, that we have to get right, especially when it comes to the agentic AI being front and center. And first, I always want to talk about value. Our customers want to see a clear path to value. And that we talk a lot about that in productivity, but I also think we have to talk about that in terms of growth. And so organizations like EY, we want to make sure that our colleagues are working at high value activities. I like to talk about this as operating at the top of your license. That's the productivity piece of it. But what I get excited about is the growth opportunities, and we pivot and we talk about growth, and with all of your embedded solutions, I think up to hundreds of solutions, then you take a company like ours with our domain and sector expertise and our solutions, that's really where you can propel that value for our clients and create real growth opportunities as well. So I look at productivity and growth. So that is all about value. So then we have to talk about humans at the center. And as CEOs, we're for the first time managing workforces of people and agents. But I'm really focused on keeping humans at the center. Human judgment is more important than ever before when we're looking at AI to make sure that it's ethical and it's being used as intended. And I think that's important. It's about powering the workforce and not replacing the workforce. And I think that's really critical. So then that brings us to trust. And so organizations like EY, we're highly regulated. Many organizations here with you are highly regulated. And that's going to be really important. And we talked about that already during the plenary. But when it comes to SAP, these are the books and records of our organizations. And so having controls and a risk framework around that is really important from a trust perspective. And then lastly, we look at data, and that's not last. Having a data strategy is really important, and making sure that we're, organizations like ours are always looking to make it more accurate, better, cleaner, and that's going to be really important, and safer. And so really excited to see the partnership that you have with Databricks, and that's where ecosystem partners, really come together to accelerate that journey.
I mean, Janet, you are describing beautifully the flywheel about, apps, data, and AI. Now, I cannot, have you on stage not talking about uncertainty and the outlook for the year. I mean, you're talking to so many C-level executives. What is your outlook for the year, and what kind of role can tech play to overcome uncertainty?
Yeah. So I don't have a crystal ball, but I am absolutely an optimist, and I do think that things are going to steady out in the weeks and months ahead. But in all of the conversations that I'm having, we talk about this past year being just riddled with complexity, uncertainty, volatility, and it's hard for organizations to make decisions with that and precision decisions, I would say, in this time of uncertainty. But I'm also a believer that organizations, can't sit still, change waits for no one, and so we have to be making decisions, and that's where data and technology we talk about that help clients make high-risk decisions in periods of uncertainty, and that's where companies can really differentiate themselves from the competition and spread out from the pack. And then the other piece of that is everybody's in a different place on their journey. We have to recognize that. So some are just starting to clean their data, make sure that it's fit for purpose, and have a strategy. That's one end of the spectrum. At the other end, this is where we talk about that value and where they're harnessing data and really trying to drive a growth agenda. So we have to meet as organizations those clients as to where they are, whether early on or at the end. I think that's really important. And so what we're confident is that your technology helps companies not only transform, but to really bring them on that way to recognize great value.
Thanks a lot, Janet. also thanks to you for joining us here today in Orlando, and a heartfelt thanks to you and the team for the fantastic partnership we are having.
Oh,
so
we love it.
Many thanks.
Thank you, and have a great Sapphire. So
Thank you,
thanks,
thank
everyone.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Jenna. Now, we are coming to the part of the keynote which makes me most nervous. So as I said at the beginning, we are closing the keynote out today with a very exciting golf announcement and a little competition. But before I invite our special guest here on stage, let's roll the video.
This is more than golf. This is the Ryder Cup. A challenge to bring out your best.
Oh yeah, now he's excited.
To hit that form.
Would you believe it?
To make that team. To wear that shirt. This is where 100 years of history drives the ultimate competition. Where unmissable moments combine with unimaginable drama.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
It's where legends are born. Where rookies earn their stripes.
The young rookie strikes.
Where you are part of something bigger.
Oh my word!
This is more than golf.
Oh, look at this.
This is the Ryder Cup.
Can you believe it?
Where your best is made real.
When I look at this video, it is packed with real emotions and passions by the fans and the players. And SAP is delighted to be the official sponsor of the Ryder Cup. We are very proud. We are very, very proud to make the event the very best experience for the fans, powered by our business suite. Now, a great partnership deserves a great launch. So please welcome on stage Luke Donald and Jim Furwick. Yeah, welcome, Jim and Luke. Thanks for being here.
Great to be here, and thank you for being a part of the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, Luke, you are the current captain of the European team, and Jim, you are the vice captain of the US Ryder Cup team. So, together, when I'm not mistaken, you celebrated over 50 professional wins, almost 50 professional wins on the tour. Is this right?
I believe so.
Yeah, see, I did my math.
More for Jim.
So, hey, I'm not sure if you ever have joined a tech conference, but I want to now build the bridge from tech to golf, because over the weekend I read an article, and the article said golf is actually one of the most unpredictable sports in the world. Luke, can you share with us what is so unpredictable about golf?
Well, many things, and obviously, especially when it's related to the Ryder Cup and being a captain, I think there's so much uncertainty. So there's a few things, certainly as captain, that I think about. One of them is to create trust with the players. So you need to know the players, they need to know you. Very fortunate to be able to do this for a second time, so I have a little bit of an advantage with that one. But another big thing in golf is controlling what you can control. There's so many things out of your control. The weather, the crowd, the bounces you get. But you can control your effort, your attitudes, the way you prepare, your routines, all that kind of stuff. So understanding that in a Ryder Cup atmosphere is important. And then just having a plan. I think that's always important for all of us. I know I've felt the most nervous on a golf course when the week before I haven't really prepared or practiced the right way. But if I do put in the work, then you have some sort of assurances that you're going to be able to have a good idea of what you're going to do on the golf course.
Yeah. And Luke, you said something very right also for us in business. Having a plan always helps. And Jim, you played actually Ryder Cup 9 times.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I have just seen this video full of emotions and passion by the people, by the fans, but of course also by the players. What is your most favorite memory?
Well, I think you'd start with the successful events. Europe has gotten the better of us here in the last 20 years, and those 9 events I played in, I think we only won 2 Ryder Cups. But the great comeback at Brookline definitely sticks in my mind. But I think really the memories that we all remember on both sides, both Europe and the United States, is really the camaraderie. I had captains that are now in their 70s, maybe even 80 years old. I've played with, or captain players that are in their early 20s. So it's been 6 decades, 7 decades of some of the best American players that I've been involved with in the team room, and the friendships and the camaraderie and the bonds that we've made throughout those events will be, that's what I'll take with me throughout my life for the best memories.
That's fantastic. And so Jim and Luke, I mean, my sports activities are focused on skiing, tennis, and golf. I already shared that before, so far only mini golf. So, but it would be a missed opportunity having the 2 of you on stage and not doing a little competition. Would you be up for that?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. So, I would say everyone has 1 part, and the one who does the hole-in-one or comes closest is the winner. Is this okay?
Sure.
And Luke, if I'm the winner, I qualify for the Ryder Cup.
Well, that's why I have 6 picks. Why the US have 6 picks. Obviously, you'd have to
I think,
be on our
honestly,
team.
Luke, in my perspective, that would be a wonderful idea.
Take that under
There is a hidden message. There is a hidden message. Okay, because you are my guest, you start, and I learn by watching. Okay? Who wants to start?
What do you think?
I'll go, sure.
Since you own the trophy, I think it's only best.
You get to tee off first in New York. So.
How nervous are you?
Looks like a little straight, maybe a little right to left. Pretty hard not knowing the speed, but we'll give it a go.
Look out. Oh, my.
That was a good effort.
Good try there.
Thank you.
Christian, have you practiced yet today?
I have to admit yesterday a bit.
Okay.
More than for the keynote.
You got to have a plan, remember.
Not even close.
Aha!
Not even close. You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, Christian, now is your time. This is your moment.
Did that help?
Give him a round of applause.
Control, only the things you can control.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So, who is the winner?
Luke hit the best putt.
I got closest.
Team you. So I don't qualify, but it was really fantastic that you joined us here at Sapphire, and we are a very, very proud sponsor of the Ryder Cup. So I wish you, the 2 of you, all the best and enjoy Ryder Cup. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll take that with you.
So, what a way to end the keynote. Now everyone did a good job. Yeah, don't interpret anything into the para. So, I want to say thank you. A really big thank you for joining us today. Together, we have seen how the SAP Business Suite infused with Business AI help you in times of uncertainty, and how we help you to get there faster, simpler, and at lower cost. Let me finish this keynote with a personal commitment, which is really dear to my heart. We will continue to listen to your needs. We will continue to deliver great innovations, and we will stay by your side along the entire journey, especially in times of uncertainty, so that you can run your business in sheer harmony. Thanks a lot.